Hey, Lee Moore here with Iron Hill Press. Just want to give you a few tips. I'm sort of a practical guy, so these are practical tips of how to get through the grind of being a man on a daily basis. It's, with family, with children, with job, with finances, man, it's a grind sometimes just to get through the day. And I want to give you a quick 3 practical tips. One that I think really helps me a lot is living from a heart of thankfulness. Philippians 5:6 says, don't worry about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And I think obviously God knows what he's doing, right? But I think God filled the Bible with commands to us about being thankful. And I think it's so important to live our lives from a heart of thankfulness. Gosh, I get caught up in different things and I complain and everything else. But when I live from a heart of thankfulness, what happens is my focus turns off of the problem and onto God. And I realize how much I have to be thankful for. And it usually it changes my perspective. So live from a heart of thankfulness. 2 is realize most of the things we go through here on earth is a season. It's just a season. Ecclesiastes says, there's a time to be born, there's a time to die, and a time to plant. And it talks about seasons of life. And that's what most things we go through that are trying, that are difficult. They're seasons, and they're not our entire life. If you think about, I'm an Alabama fan, man, I lived through the Mike Shula seasons. I lived through the Dennis Franchione seasons, and difficult seasons of football, but they're just seasons. And I want to remind you as we go through things in life, whether it be financial struggles, a bump in a marriage, a difficulty with children, difficulty at job, it's just a season. It will end. And I think that helps me keep it in perspective that as I go through trials and difficulties, they're a season. There will be a time when it comes to an end. And so if we're thankful during that time and we realize there's a season, it helps us get through that grind we're in. And the third thing and the final thing is this. Man, know your truth. Just over the last couple of years, the big thing has been hashtag my truth. And it's people saying, you don't know my truth. My truth isn't based on facts. It's not based on anything but my experience. And I would never want to belittle anybody's experience. But if we react to life based on experience, we will act out of anger. We'll act out of frustration. We'll act out of the emotion of envy, of jealousy, of unfairness. And when we're acting out our life based on emotion, we'll make a lot of bad decisions. So we have to know our truth. And for us as believers, our truth is this, the Word of God. It is the absolute final word, the final truth. And when our lives line up with the Word of God, and we realize this is the truth, not what everything around us is, it begins to change our perspective once again. So we have to have an anchor. We have to have a rock, and that is the Word of God. It is the absolute truth. So 3 things, guys, that'll help you get through the grind of being a man on a daily basis, and I know it can be exhausting, is simply this. Live from a heart of thankfulness. Realize you're in a season, that whatever you're going through will come to an end. And third, man, what we see around us is temporary, but the Word of God is the forever truth. And if we base our decisions on that, we will come through the seasons victorious. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Hope you have a great day.